Right now, breaking news here. Stocks all around the world are tanking because of the crisis on Wall Street.
This could be the most serious recession in decades.
I don't like the idea of bailing out Paulson's Wall Street buddies.
Between 7,000 and 8,000 people enter foreclosure every single day in this country.
And our investments to rescue our economy will add to that deficit.
Federal deficit has topped $1 trillion for the first time.
We've seen this 40% increase in the debt from $8 trillion up to over $14 trillion in only 3.5 years.
You get the sense that the country is desperate for someone to show us the way. Not the old way, not the same way, but a new way.
Today, and at this moment, I'm officially announcing that I am a candidate for president in the Republican primary.
Some interesting people, some smart people in that mix. There's no way any of them are better than you for the Republican nomination.
Let's quit appropriating funds in an unconstitutional manner. Let's quit bankrupting this country. Let's quit destroying our dollar.
And we're in big trouble. Prices are going up. Unemployment is continuing to go up. And we have not had the necessary correction for the financial bubble created by our Federal Reserve System. And until you allow the correction and the liquidation of debt, you can't have growth.
I say this with amazement, but it's becoming more and more clear that we live in the age of Ron Paul, Judge. I mean, you stop and think about it. Who's the father of the Tea Party? It's Ron Paul. I mean, Ron Paul's the guy who began the conversation about debt, deficit, high taxes, government intrusion. He's the father of so much of the discussion about the budget, about the debt ceiling, about taxes right now. This is the age of Ron Paul.
I was opposed to the Patriot Act in 2001 and do not believe now that it's a good idea to extend it.
A survey that just came out today is of particular interest to our first guest here on Happy Hour. This is the survey. It was a telephone survey of the 2012 presidential election. And that survey found that President Obama has 42% of voter support and Representative Ron Paul, 41%. Wow!
When people get to know me better, they'll realize that I can appeal across the board. That's the magnificent thing about a freedom philosophy, is there's an appeal to progressives and anti-war people, people who care about civil liberties, as well as people who understand what real free markets are and that it is not corporatism that I would want to defend.
And this is what it's come to, bailout after bailout after bailout. This running up these deficits, it's going to do us in, and we're working on the collapse of the dollar. That's what you better pay attention to.
And you want to cut government spending, you say, by 50%, eliminating everything from the Federal Reserve to the Department of Homeland Security. Yeah. Under your plan, what would you leave for the federal government to do?
Yeah, I'd sort of like to follow the Constitution, and then we wouldn't have these kind of problems.